Oh, hey everyone, welcome to The Chosen Few. We're on. Hi, I'm Matthew, and I'm here to play a game and have some good times. This here is my awesome people, and this is part of our Shimmering Seas project, and we've got some beliefs to fight for and all that good stuff. Let's make that stuff happen. Um, who should we start with? Ami, let's start with you.
Okay, so Thea's guiding light's the same, wants to get close to the team. Both of my beliefs this week are about Celexa. First of all, I want to find a gift to thank her for the Earth's Blood tree. And second, I want to help her with the curse. Thea would hate it if, or hates the fact that like people in the team are getting cursed. Wants to help.
I like it. Sure, works for me. Winona.
All right. Well, my guiding light's the same. Gonna throw myself into danger to protect friends. Belief one, I changed. Nova is intrigued by this new colorful threat. She will put herself into investigator mode to try to solve this mystery.
Excellent. It sounds like belief one may work on your guiding light too. What about belief two?
And belief two is still concerned about Celexa and want to help her feel better, whether she likes it or not.
I approve. Let's make Celexa feel better, whether she likes it or not. Excellent. Speaking of which, Celexa, how you doing?
Hey, doing all right.
How
So
many
I
levels of exhaustion are you at, just out of curiosity?
3.
Okay.
So this is a disadvantage
Everything.
on everything now.
Sorry,
Okay, guiding light. This was kind of new from last week, but I just refined the wording a little bit. So Celexa is finally starting to understand her revolutionary ancestors. Wherever fate takes her, she will bend circumstances to aid the good of the Grand Accord and the return of Illumina Starborn.
Nice.
Belief 1. Celexa is angry. She has the feeling that something or someone has been jerking them around since the beginning of their adventures. She'll find out who it is and what they want and make sure they don't get it.
That makes me very, very happy. Do you have a method of working on that?
No, not really.
Okay. That makes me even more happy right now.
This almost, I was torn. This almost became
your guiding light.
Guiding light.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea, like this it could easily be something that was like, it's like a whole campaign in and of itself.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
But
I mean, there is this thing called a campaign title, and I did title it something, which kind of implies some jerking around.
Right.
So we may see some things there. I'm down. I'm super down. I'm excited. Okay. Cool. Nat with Narash, how you doing?
Oh, sorry. Still have a belief 2.
Oh, you have a belief 2. I just got so excited about belief 1 that I moved on.
Belief 2. Celexa is afraid, but she'll be damned if she lets anyone think she's weak. She'll do what has to be done to be there for her team. Also, if Kat is impressed, then I guess that would be okay.
Sorry. Nat playing Narash.
Yeah. So guiding light is the same, helping the team and building their support for his mission. Belief 1. Narash has research to do, including learning more about Earth's blood and other natural resources. He will try to seek out a library or lore master in town to work out how he might help Drigma's cause.
Ooh, intriguing.
And Belief 2 feels a little incomplete to me, but maybe it's fine. Narash isn't quite sure why the party wants to stick around in Mesuna Kor and wishes they were moving on to Uxiatal. He will help his friends, but will try to steer their course to the north.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, and Timothy, played by John.
Okay, well, guiding light, Timothy abhors the loss of innocent life. He will jeopardize himself and the mission to save even one life. And belief number 1 and 2 are almost the same. I just kind of reworded them. Number 1, having helped Narash study the tainted citrine algae, Timothy will cash in his favor. He hasn't done that yet, and he wants to finish it. Number 2, Timothy is thinking, how is the rest of the natural world responding to the covering being lifted? He will work with the team to investigate the unnatural goings-on that we just heard about.
Intriguing. Cool. Let's see. So, we wake up the next day. We have woken up the next day. Sorry, it is morning. We are at breakfast. I think while we're at breakfast, a chef brings over like a really great fruit platter, just like this extraordinarily beautiful. There's these super deluxe looking strawberries and luscious melons on it. It's all quite beautiful and tasty. I'm getting shaking heads. No strawberries.
Oh no, go on.
Okay, sorry. I'm just going down to check my safety tools. Nope. Okay, cool.
It's Timothy's favorite enemy.
Fair enough. Yeah, deluxe looking strawberries and melons. Our poor woman that we have here, who is stitching, sort of de-threading her own garment and re-threading it and trying to generate a new color, and Cat's Grace is sort of looking upon her with sympathy. And I think it's more or less where we left it. Yeah?
Kat, did you order this fruit?
Yes. Sorry, it usually comes a little sooner than that, but I thought it might be for helpful, or I don't know.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I just we've been gifted mysterious fruit before, so I just want to make sure there's nothing up to something.
Fruit is a nice gift. It's a common gift, one would say. I think it's quite a pleasant gift. Typically, I like fruit. Fruit is quite tasty.
Okay.
You take a bite?
Yes.
Yeah. It looks so delicious, but it tastes foul.
This would appear to be not in season.
Really? It looks quite good.
Here, well, Nova, you're like from here. Is this like a delicacy?
I would like to examine this fruit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, roll a perception check.
Okay.
Damn fruit.
All right. Let's see.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this fruit looks delicious. It, like, everything about it visually is just like, this is the most, like, succulent and delicious. Like, this is a strawberry. It's the reddest of reds. It's got like fresh seeds all over it that are like exactly the small size that you want them to be. Everything about it looks like juicy and succulent and delicious.
It looks okay.
Yes, well, it doesn't taste that way. I sniff it for poison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Roll a perception check at advantage. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just gone bad somehow. It doesn't look like it's gone bad, but it kind of smells a little bit like it.
Has Cat's Grace tried this yet?
No, not yet. He'll reach for one though. Just sort of, he'll hold his hand and see if you offer him one. Basically, he's at the far side of the table. Okay, he takes a melon and sniffs it and takes a bite, and like he holds it in his mouth for a second. Phew! Oh my god! Chef, waiter, come over here. Waiter comes over. I'm quite sorry to state this to you, but this fruit has gone bad. There's something wrong with it. Definitely, 100%. Oh, I am sorry. Allow me to. The waiter looks at the fruit plate like confused because it looks spectacular. And like suddenly the waiter gets that like, oh right, okay, I'm dealing with someone. Sure, yes. Is there something that I can do for you? Would you like me to remove some of the fruit from the fruit plate? Are you someone who dislikes melon? And the Cat's Grace is no, my good man. I promise you, the fruit is bad. I know it looks good. It looks spectacular. I was excited about it, literally a minute ago, but it has gone bad. Very well. I will remove the offending plate. I will make a new one for you, and we shall see if that shall please.
I want to hop in and say, could I just get a cricket crepe?
Sure.
Thank you.
Walks away. I am sorry about that, my new friends. I wasn't. Here I am trying to show you some of the fine things of our beautiful city, Messe Nucor. But instead, I show you rotten fruit plates. You must. What must you think of me?
Well,
is this like a kind of like a fancy place? I mean, I'm getting the impression this is not like we're not in like having a tavern breakfast right now.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I would call it like fancy, upper middle classy. It's a brunch place. How about that?
Okay, sure.
So it's a brunch vibe. It's it's not this is not a diner, this is not a tavern. This is a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably caters mostly to tourists. So it does that thing where it's like trying to make you as a tourist feel more special than you.
Gotcha. So
actually
we're
are.
like we're in North Beach on Columbus Street or something, and yeah, okay, I gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah.
so Mr. Cat's Cradle, tell us more about the color situation. I mean, I know you're asking for our help, but where do we begin?
Well, I mean, I've been doing what I can to deal with the victims, but I've been unfortunately usually too late. Usually when I hear stories about someone who's gone crazy, it's a little late. The early stages of this seem to be something that well, at least according to them, people aren't reporting. It's sudden artistic impulses, and the desire to just be creative or to search for a color or something. And like it's subtle enough at first that people aren't like noticing. I keep on hoping that I'll find someone or get the word out in the right way, that I'll be able to investigate a little bit closer to someone who's a little bit less far gone than our friends here.
Well, do the victims have anything in common, like a person or a place that they've been?
Again, by the time I get to them, they are so far gone that asking questions is. He gestures kind of sadly and says it's a little bit useless.
You know what we should do? We should have like an art show, and see if we can get the creative people to come to us.
You know, that's not a bad idea. I was going to ask, is there like a bohemian arts district in town?
Yes, of course. The the Square of Four Fountains.
Do we know if these people were artistic before they started going crazy?
Not according to any of the family that I've been able to find that have spoken about it. It was a new impulse, and not necessarily a bad one. You know, sometimes your mother just buys a colored pencil set and starts drawing a little. You know, it's kind of cool.
Do we know what the art they were making looks like? Do we have examples of it?
I have a couple. I can show them to you. They're similar in some ways and different in others, but they all seem obsessed with color. No black and white sketches here.
Timothy's going to lean in a little bit more and say, Thea, I apologize. I don't mean to impose, but sometimes people can share what they can't articulate. Would you feel comfortable doing your brain thing?
I suppose this is a good time to do it. So I lean in towards Cat's Grace. Do you mind if I try to talk to her?
Be my guest.
So I make a telepathic connection. Hello.
Yes, you make a telepathic connection, and inside you immediately start hearing singing songs.
Oh,
There's a color in my head. I want to get it out. There's a color in my head. Ooh, is that a voice there? Hi.
hello.
Do you have a color in your head?
There's not a color in my head,
Oh,
but I'm very curious
are you sure?
to know the one that's in
We
yours.
could poke a hole and find out.
A hole.
Yeah, right in your head. Look.
Is that how the color got in your head?
I don't know how it got in my head. It came to me in a dream. There was a wall made of glass. Big. So big. Bigger than anything ever. Bigger than everything ever. And it was curved. And outside it, all there was color, 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 color.
When did you have this dream?
And that's the color in my head. The one outside the glass. And that's the color that she said. Until it's come to pass.
Do you know where you are right now?
You see her sort of look around mindlessly. Nowhere pretty.
Do you know when did you have this dream?
Hmm?
Was it a week ago?
Oh, time. 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 Does time have a color?
Not that I know of.
Ooh, fruit. And the waiter returns with the fruit platter. A fresh one says, I apologize, everyone, and places the fruit platter there.
Are the fruits particularly like bright colored or anything?
Yeah, they are.
Any like dominant color that I could?
There's a red. There's a lot of reds there. There's a lot of strawberries.
So I think I break the connection. She
She reaches and grabs a strawberry.
seems to be quite obsessed with this color, not to be aware of time or quite where she is.
I think that Nova had the right idea. I think that we need to find more people, and if they can't help us, we might not get much from talking to them, but if we can find people and talk to people who know them and know who they are, we can see if they have something in common, that a place or a person, or find out what was going on, like what happened before, just before or after this change occurred. So yeah, I think that we should maybe try and bait some more folks. I have an idea about that, actually, if we go to the district, which I will gladly show you.
Could you tell us?
Well, let's just I think head over there, and it'll be easier just to show you.
Does it involve graffitiing a sacred statue?
Not yet, but then
Okay.
again, we haven't seen the sacred statues here. There might be some good options.
Well, okay. Well, before we go, just increasing the sample size. And Timothy takes another bite of fruit.
It's disgusting.
Did my cricket crepe
Yeah,
arrive?
your cricket crepe came. It's delicious.
Anyone want some of this? It's good.
So maybe we want to make a point of testing other fruit in town too.
You all
Yeah.
described a barrier that went away, and she talked about a dome. Could there be a relation?
Talked about a dome.
Yeah, she said. Oh, sorry. Did we?
Yeah.
Did you
You're
relate?
right. Trust yourself, Nash.
Yeah, no.
Trust
I'm
yourself, Nash.
saying, did Thea relate all that to us?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yes, she talked about a dome, and there were colors outside, and maybe that's somehow related.
Huh. I mean, I've been wondering for a while if the covering coming down affected other things.
Like fruit?
Even the smallest thing knocked out of circuit can cause vast reaching horrific consequences.
Does anyone have magic that uncovers illusions?
Yes.
Well, could you maybe look at the fruit?
Maybe. Actually, this is a question for you, Matt. I might not actually have access to this right now.
Sure.
So I'm guessing because of my curse. Does that also mean that the boon that my patron gave me that also normally refreshes on a long rest? So I probably
have you used it since your last long rest? Because you'll have it if you haven't used it.
No, because I used it. There was that one
right.
long day with the party, and I used it right after the party, and then we got cursed that night, right?
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah, no. So yes,
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Apparently not. Did Nat, did Narash tell us about the black glass thing in Samo's vision?
Yeah, I did mention. In fact, I basically narrated the whole thing.
Yeah.
Narash, what do you think about this big glass wall relating to the glass that you saw and touched in Samo's house?
Well, it seems really unlikely. I mean, the thing seemed unusual, but still not wildly magical. I didn't detect anything. I mean, the whole thing was a dream, so I don't know.
That's fair. I mean, I just thought I'd mention that. Since we were talking, since you mentioned a big smooth piece of glass with unusual properties, it seemed like worth noting.
Well, I guess I could always go back and try again to explore more, but I don't know what would happen. And Samo didn't seem to think that there was a 100% chance that I would be back in the same place.
Before we go, Kat, you've talked to other victims as well?
Yes, I well, I am working with a friend of mine who you may know to take care of them.
I see. So perhaps like from what you found out, are these? Have you been able to talk to people who know them? Who have you found out anything about like common circumstances?
I've been looking into it, but we haven't been really able to find much. The pattern is the growth of this disease, sort of the impulse to make art, sort of unconsciously at first. People aren't really noticing what's going on even, and it's weird to realize even that it's a problem because it escalates so slowly. Although some of our more recent victims have been escalating faster. Teresa here, we think, was maybe 2 weeks, which is pretty fast. Some of the others were months. or a month.
And I'm sorry, remind me when did you first start noticing the creative changes?
Well, I've been working on this for the last like. Well, do you remember the night that the covering came down?
You know, I were. Yes.
I mean, that's around the time that we first started to see any changes.
Yeah. Huh.
Would have been
Really?
like a couple days after that.
You don't say.
No, I don't say.
I feel like
Thea, can you roll a wisdom saving throw for me?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
17.
I feel like maybe yeah, maybe it's time to go to the plaza. Was it Plaza Four Fountains or something?
Yes, the Plaza of Four Fountains. It's not really Four Fountains, but you'll see why they call it Four Fountains. They spray water into each other. It creates like a little field for a lot of kids like to play there because there's like fountains that are shooting in all directions, but it's also quite popular with the tourists because there's a lot of art, like little tchotchke and art gallery things around. It's quite charming, honestly.
That sounds perfect. I think that maybe we ought to go shopping.
Oh, I will. Would you like my company?
Well, I feel like your help could be invaluable, to be honest.
Well, let us leave this ghastly fruit plate behind.
Oh no. I'll pack it up. To go container, please.
Is
Yes, of course.
is Teresa still eating the fruit?
Yeah.
Is anything else like on the table very colorful or red?
Ooh, interesting. No, a lot of eggs and waffles. The eggs look healthy and delicious, and they were healthy and delicious. Everything was delicious except for the fruit. But definitely the fruit plate is by far the most colorful thing. There's a flower.
And is the girl eating the food with any particular relish, or is she just like lost in her world?
She's kind of munching on it slowly, sort of absently. She sort of like stares intently at it and then like takes a bite.
And there's a flower on the table.
Yeah, it's blue.
I'm gonna take the flower and put it in front of her.
Ooh, pretty. And she just sort of reaches for the flower, and like she kind of is surprised when her hand touches it, and then she sort of picks it up. She looks at it closely.
She doesn't try to eat it.
No.
I want to quickly say to Cat's Grace, in the district we're going to, would there be any kind of university or library or scholarly organizations?
Not in this district. Not really a big deal in this town, but there's a yeah, the I I'm sorry. What are you looking for?
Just looking to do some research of my own on the sort of natural environment of this planet and maybe some of its very specific, most valuable resources.
Sure, yeah. Your best bet is to make your way to one of the Wizard's Towers or to Uxie the Great Library of Uxie those are sort of the best places to get good research in. There's something here, but the Chelestran government doesn't really fund its libraries super well. They have the Great University and obviously the city Hilla, the city of colleges, but those are all private universities that have private funding. You know how that is.
Okay.
So it makes it a little bit of a mess. I think we have a library here. I've never been myself, but I'm certain I could find it for you.
What about one of these wizards' towers? Would anyone in particular be a good place to visit?
Oh, I'm sure they're all open to the magically inclined and those seeking to research things, of course. Yes, of course, but not here in the city. More just elsewhere. You know how that is.
Well, thank you. I'm good to hear about Uxietal, which I think was one of our destinations we were really hoping to get to.
Yes, of course. You know, makes sense that you were headed that way. It's a great city. Lot of beautiful things going on there. Great shops and the great library is one of the wonders of the world. So, you know, you should be able to find almost anything you could possibly want there if you know how to look for it.
I'm sure we'll want to make our way there as fast as possible.
Yes. Watch out for genies. So shall we go?
Hold on. Back to that genies bit.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Merely that they're a common nuisance in Prime. Relatively common.
In what way are they a nuisance?
Oh, well, people capture them and subject them to their will and demand wishes in exchange for things, and then they provide those wishes and hurt other people. Turns out that when you're a genie's granting your fondest desire, sometimes your fondest desire because people look. I don't mean to speak generally of all people because most people that I meet are quite nice, but sometimes people who are greedy and get greedy enough to get their hands on a genie in the first place, their first instinct as to what to wish for is something like beat up my enemies or kill my enemies or give me infinite wealth so that I can destroy my enemies financially. A lot of people are greedy. Now, admittedly, I happen to think that most people are really fascinating, interesting, and good people, but I do find that in when you're in Prion, sometimes you have to deal with a genie problem, particularly when you get closer to the library.
So a genie, they grant wishes.
Hmm.
Could they undo a curse? That kind of a wish?
I imagine it would depend upon the genie. They're not a monolith. They have different types of powers. Anyway, shall we?
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, I feel like I've got a hankering for some shopping.
Yeah. So he leans over and sort of gathers up the colored pencils that are next to Therese and sort of puts them in a case and sort of takes her and says, "Come on, let's go." And he stands up and you all start and starts to leave. What's everyone's passive perception check? What's their passive perception right now?
16.
16.
17.
16. 15.
19.
19. Excellent. Narash, Timothy, the two of you notice that there's like small doodles on the tablecloth.
I want to look at them very closely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of this interesting, colorful spiral design that was clearly done very haphazardly. Sort of spirals moving in and out. Roll an investigation check for me.
Can I assist?
Yeah, add advantage then.
That's a 16.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's these beautiful like little design. It's really haphazard. It looks a little bit like a child's cartoon, but like a really good child's cartoon. But I think the thing that sticks out most to you is that it's at Thea's seat.
It's a what? Sorry.
It's at Thea's seat.
Do I? You say it's mostly spiral, so there's no shape of a creature or item that I can recognize.
No, it's more surrealistic than that. If there's an item being depicted, it's been stretched beyond recognition or twirled beyond recognition.
Are there any particular colors that are accented in this?
Violets.
Okay. I'm gonna pick up this strange question, but on the road or street next to our eating place, are there any like small stones?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up a stone, and I'm gonna cast the cantrip Mold Earth to etch a mini version of the little image into it.
Perfect. Yeah. You have a little record of it. That's awesome.
Put that in my pocket.
Timothy goes a more blunt route and takes a steak knife and cuts out that part of the tablecloth.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, absolutely.
I hold up my little stone. I was like, I thought this was pretty cool though.
No, that is a good trick. But we have the primary source also.
Yeah, okay.
I thought that was an awesome trick. I just want to say. Sorry, just for there. I like that whole interaction. Okay. So you guys make it to you make it to the Plaza of the Four Fountains. And the Four Fountains are in the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, and the entrances to the plaza are at the angles, northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, whatever. And the Four Fountains are like they're actually they're not huge for fountains. They're sort of like a little bit small. They're like maybe 10 feet, but they have these bursts of water that are shooting across them, so like they create these water arcs that people like walk underneath, and the kids are like playing underneath. It's almost impossible to be here and not get a little bit wet sometimes, but it's certainly like a nice vibe. Right now the city is more calm than it was last night, but it's still like very clearly this is like a nice place to be, a very party-y place to be in some ways. It's just that most of the partying happens at night, and right now it's more like there's a lot of parents out with their doing shopping with their children. There's a spa place nearby that people are getting treatments at. It's quite lovely in sort of that ritzy kind of way.
As we approach the plaza, Celexa is going to look for some kind of like doorway or alcove or nook or alley or something. And she's going to duck in for just a moment and then come back at, appearing as an elf wearing a like a a very long silk cloak of like many pinks and greens on the cloak, and with like long dark hair that has colors from like all the like blue to purple to pink in like streaking throughout her hair. And she is going to slowly, because she is walking slowly right now, just sort of catch back up to the party and take on a bit of a spacey, like curious demeanor.
Yeah, roll a performance check.
Okay.
I think actually I know you're normally disadvantaged on skill checks, but I feel like acting spacey is like you are spacey, so I'm gonna give you advantage on this. Actually, I'm gonna
okay.
not only cancel it out, but I'm gonna give you advantage.
All right.
I'm trying to. This is method acting,
Performance. 18.
Beautiful. Yeah. So you see Cat's Grace take a look at you and just sort of like raise an eyebrow to like, not an eyebrow, raise an eye ridge, and just sort of glance at you, and you flash back to his thoughts about illusions, but he sees what you're doing and leaves you alone.
Yeah, I'll wink at him.
He chuckles. It's a deep, throaty chuckle. A little bit friendlier than that, probably. Okay, excellent. And your intent here is to like potentially attract people. Yeah. So almost immediately, like someone starts reaching for your robes. They're a child, maybe 6 years old.
Oh. Well. Oh, hi. Hello there. Do you like colors too?
I like your hair. I like your robes.
Oh, thank you. What's your favorite color?
I can't describe it. It doesn't have a name. I'm trying to draw it though.
Oh yeah, can you show me?
Yeah, here, come. And he like reaches for your arm.
I will let myself be pulled by the child.
Yeah, he starts pulling you towards an alley, not the one that you changed in one of the other ones. And you see that there's like this tiny little drawing at the edge of the alley, in chalk. These interesting swirling designs, with this sort of dark figure around it. And he sort of points at it, and we have this interesting moment where you look at it and you're like, "Oh, this is what I'm looking for," and it's small, and then he's like, and it continues over there, and he points, and you step around the corner and you see that this chalk design that's like here is just like in the alley is just like the tip of the design. It actually continues and covers the entire street with this image of just like these beautiful swirling colors, these lights that are shining. It's kind of like insane how radiant everything is here, and like people are like walking around carefully, not wanting to smear the chalk, and looking at this child's work it with such enthusiasm and like in such awe of like what has been done here. It's a little bit like street art just popped up overnight.
So now we've moved from North Beach to Clarion Alley.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Wow, this is amazing. These colors are so beautiful. Yeah, I think I love colors almost as much as you do.
Yeah, but it's not quite right, is it?
It's not quite right, but you should keep trying.
I will.
Okay.
I like your hair.
Thank you. Are your parents around? Do they like colors too?
My mommy seems to like my work.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
somewhere.
She's
I
somewhere.
don't know where she is.
Okay. That's all right. You keep painting.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep drawing. And I'm going to go back and rejoin the group.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, I found one. Maybe there will be more. If you, I feel like if we can, we should talk to that boy's parents, but I don't know how to find them. So.
Cat's Grace making any move to like intercept this child?
No. He seems to be watching from a distance.
I feel like if the child's mom likes his work and then presumably knows where it is, and if the kid's just gonna like stay around drawing in the alley anyways, it's probably as safe a place as any for him. I don't want to like abduct a kid right now.
Later.
Yeah, exactly. It's more of a after lunch kind of activity.
It's an after lunch kind of deal.
Were we all evident of what was going on, or did we also see the drawing in the alley?
If you wanted to follow, you certainly could have. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I followed, and this is a flyer, but let me make sure I actually have this.
Yeah, Narasha, why don't you copy this one down?
Oh yeah. Well, so I do want to check and see if it's the same as what appears on the rock.
Mm. Yeah, it's a completely different style, but there's something about this swirling, and like now you're getting more of an image of it. You're seeing it a little bit more as like a blob, maybe an amorphous blob where the colors shift inside of it that you're seeing.
You mean in relation to viewing the two together, or I'm actually seeing that while looking at one of them?
No. Like when you're looking at them, like you've seen now a couple different examples of this artwork around, and I think it's sort of flashing your mind. There's been like the skirt, and then Thea's drawing, and then this large one as well, and you're sort of getting this image in your mind of this blob that radiates color. From sort of combining these things. It's not like any one of them is telling you the true story or the full story or a little bit, but they're all sort of implying. Sorry. Guys. Okay, fair enough. This is the only group that would be making modern art jokes in the chat while this is going on. Oh, okay, fair enough. Nova.
Oh, I'd like to take a look around to see if I can notice anything that might be related to dreams, like a dream interpreter or like a psychic or something like that.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course. That's very on brand with this neighborhood. One of the spa places has a in-house psychic who will do a reading for you during your spa treatment.
Okay. Has Timothy or Narosh said anything about Thea's drawing?
Yeah, I'm usually pretty forthcoming about this stuff, so I would have shown the rock, especially because I thought it was kind of cool that I did it.
Do you tell Thea or no?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I think I would have done that too.
Thea, roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oops.
13.
No way you did that. You would remember.
Just quickly get a cat's grace. Has there been any evidence of changes in the world of flora, as well as this strange affecting of humans and creatures?
I hadn't even considered to check. Although, now that you say that, I feel quite foolish for having not checked. I don't know.
The fruit is different.
Yeah, I feel like visiting like a fruit and flower market could be a next stop after here.
You think that this is connected?
Everything's connected in biology.
I mean, when is the last time that you saw such a beautiful strawberry?
It's honestly possibly never. This strawberry is freaking gorgeous, but it tastes horrible. So my eyes are starting to see it as gross.
Before we move on to something new,
Yeah.
I'd like to go into the psychic and see if I can get a reading.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'll cost you 10 gold.
Okay.
And the psychic will sit down. It's like there's a lot of mood here. Obviously, they have a crystal ball that's elevated on the table. It's not in a stand. It's literally floating up and down in midair. And the room is a little bit dark. And there's things. You hear a shaking of some sort. And then the sound of someone drinking water. And then they come in. And they look at you, and they say, "Greetings. How can I help you?"
I've been having a strange dream, and I was wondering if you could interpret it for me.
I will listen to you speak about your dream and tell you what I think of it.
Well, it starts out and there's kind of nothing, but then there becomes this weird colorful blob of stuff.
Oh God, not another one of you. Look, I don't know how to help you. Okay? I don't know how to help you. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know why it's coming to you. I don't know what's happening. I do not know how to help you, okay? I want to. It's not that I don't want to. It's that I have no clue what is going on with you. And every time I try to find out what's going on with you guys, I have the world's most painful headache, okay?
So,
please talk to an authority figure, talk to your husband, talk to your child. I don't know. Talk to someone besides me, please, okay? I can only do so much.
So, do you have a list of these people you've talked to?
What?
Do you have do you remember who these other people are that you've been talking to?
I don't even remember who you are.
Well, I haven't introduced myself, but it would be helpful if you could tell me who some of these other people were, and then
Why would this be helpful? Do you
Well,
want
I
to
could
form a
solve the
cult of
problem.
color worshippers or something?
Maybe, who knows? But I could help solve this problem for you, and then you won't have more people coming to you with these headache-inducing dreams.
Who are you?
I'm an investigator. I'm investigating these dreams.
Are you actually having these dreams, or are you an investigator who lied to get a rise out of me?
I'm actually an investigator.
Oh, thank God. I will give you my clientele list, and I'll circle the ones that I know had these sorts of experiences. I highly recommend not touching them with your mind if you have that capability. It doesn't come recommended.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Sorry. And she turns and she pulls out a piece of paper and she... I actually need this for my tax records. Give me 1 second. Let me copy it down. She pulls out another piece of paper and starts writing some things down. And she hands you a slip of paper. It's about 15 names.
All right. Yeah. Well, hopefully I can get this taken care of for you, so you don't have any more weirdos coming in.
That would be amazing. What does it even mean? A color that you can't describe, a color that cannot be seen. Doesn't mean anything. Sorry.
I tip her a gold and say thank you.
She takes it. She nods.
Matt,
Mhm.
the color. So that the drawing in the alley. Was there a dominant like color or color scheme?
Yeah,
family
I'll
represented?
take perception or investigation.
Okay. 14.
Violets and reds.
Violets and reds. Okay. Cool. So while Nova is in the psychic, Celexa is going to be poking around in some like galleries, and she is going to and she's going to pick up some gifts for her friends.
Aw, that's so nice.
And she think she will give Timothy a Timothy, she's going to give you a red silk scarf, and she's going to give Narash a like a ring with an amethyst in it, and then Thea, she's going to give Thea a like pendant with like a cut crystal on the pendant.
Okay. Thea, how are you doing?
Well, I wonder. So I think I also would probably go look at the street drawing. Do I?
It's wrong. There's something wrong with it. That part over there should be more blue.
This kid can hardly draw, let alone get this color right. I can't believe we just covered this whole thing with this.
Do you want to fix it?
Yeah. Do I have a colored pencils or something?
Yeah, there's several in your pocket.
Yeah, I think I just start trying to fix this kid's shoddy work.
Okay. So, Slixa, you're looking for Thea to give this cut pendant to, and you see her on the street coloring.
Oh, I go up to Thea and I say like very quietly, "This is great. You're doing a great job. Yeah, you got the idea now."
Yeah, right? This is so much. I mean, it's not quite there, but it's getting closer, right?
I mean, you don't have to sell it to me. Like it's okay. I get it. We're like, but great. I think you're doing a great job with the acting. Here, I got you something. Look, it has these like, if you turn it in the light, kind of colors come through it.
You can
Sure.
almost see it. Yeah, you can almost see the color.
Oh wow. Yeah, I can almost see it. Yeah. I hold it up against the wall and try to copy it.
I thought you might like this. So yeah, you're doing awesome. Keep it up. Keep it up. We're gonna everybody will know, right, that we're looking for the color, and we'll get to meet more people this way. But come on, we should go. I bet Nova's almost done with her thing. We should go and catch up with them. Come on! I grab Thea by the arm and say, "Well, there'll be more time. There'll be more time to act later. Come on."
As you're dragging me with my outstretched arm, I do one more.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
That's cruel.
Yeah.
So then Thea and two space cases come wandering back with like wearing colorful things, wandering back to the group.
Yeah. Timothy, what are you doing?
Timothy, I think he's probably standing outside of the alley watching this and kind of stewing in his guilt. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Roll a perception check for me. Yeah. You notice that someone is walking past you with a bouquet of flowers that makes no sense. Because flowers very rarely have multiple colors in the way that this set of flowers have multiple colors. And honestly, it kind of looks a little bit to you like someone spilled paint on part of these flowers.
So sorry. Pardon me. That's it's an unusual bouquet there. Are those indigenous? Are those local flowers or what?
Oh, no, I just got them for my wife. I have no idea. I went to the shop. The shopkeeper said these were all the rage, so I bought them. Figured my wife would like them.
Do you like the colors, or are they like particularly vibrant to you?
I mean, they seem nice.
Uh-huh.
I'm not really a flower person, but my wife is, so I figured,
Yeah. No. I don't mean to pry, but is your wife a creative type?
No, not really. I mean, I guess she's a chef, but like not like a head chef. She's a line cook.
Has she like brought home any new experimental dishes lately?
No.
Will you taste the strawberry for me?
You are a very strange individual, but sure, that looks delicious.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fair warning.
Oh my god! What is wrong with you? This is the gross. Oh my god! What did you do to this thing? Did you pee on this or something? What the fuck is wrong with you? What is this?
Just a test. You passed. Congratulations. We're looking into
God.
looking into a disease that makes you lose taste. So you're all healthy.
Could you just ask if I have a sense of taste?
Have a good day.
I need to like comb my own tongue now. Yeah. Ugh. Looks at you in disgust and walks away.
While he's retching, I think Timothy's going to try to steal one of the flowers.
Yeah, roll sleight of hand. What are you doing? Are you trying to steal from me too? What is wrong with you? What is wrong? Oh my god, what is wrong? This day is the freaking worst. I woke up, I had an argument with my wife. I think I'm gonna get fired at work, and now, like, I'm just trying to get some fucking flowers to make her happy, and, like, I meet someone who tries to poison me and then steal those flowers? What is wrong with you?
I apologize. I see that you're having a bad day. Here is 25 gold, and I'm sorry.
What's the catch?
You forgive me for being so strange. Have a good day. And I get to take one of these flowers that I wasn't stealing, I was buying from you for 25 gold.
You're lucky I don't call the guards. And he takes out a flower and hands it to you for the 25 gold.
Have a good day. Also, which direction was the flower shop?
It's that way.
Thanks.
He walks on.
So, you're good. You're coming back out of the alley. Okay. Well, that's good. So we have a problem, haven't we?
Wait, are you holding flowers?
I have one. It's quite vibrant and nonsensical.
Ooh, look at that flower. Okay, well, do you know where this came from?
Apparently, there's a flower shop just up the road. Thea, what do you think of this flower?
Beautiful. It's a little off though. Right?
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a list of people's names.
Well, that seems far more productive than what I did.
Can I check that out for a second? The flower?
Oh, sure. Not the list of names?
No. No, I want the flower.
What would I do with a list of names? Sorry.
I could do a check. I don't know if it would be what, nature or medicine or perception or what. Look at the flower.
Yeah, roll a nature check.
It's
This flower is not natural.
Okay.
It was natural at one point, but there's something about it that is twisted beyond anything that is from any planet.
Okay. Well, we could go to the shop where this came from, but I might be able to. And so, do I get the sense that the flower is still alive, being a cut flower, presumably?
Yeah, it's a cut flower. It's still alive.
All right. I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants.
Okay, yeah, I'm down. I was not expecting that, but I'm so down. Let's do this thing.
Hello, flower.
Whoa. Hey.
I realize that perhaps
hear you.
maybe it's not.
Understand you.
Right. Perhaps it's not every day that a lizard speaks to you, and so I know that's a little unusual. But you're a little unusual too. Do you know that?
Yeah, I do. We're all like part of the tapestry, you know? But we each got our own individual piece of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I that's really generic enough that I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
But could I ask you, have you always appeared and thought the way you appear and think now?
No. not even a full moon cycle ago, I was quite different. I was like those losers just chasing the sun.
Yeah, and do you remember how the change came about that you became this new empowered, wise self?
Oh yeah, wow. I encountered something. It changed my perspective on things. It came here and it told me that it hated the sun and it buried itself into the earth and then started reaching out looking for power. I couldn't really provide it with much. I'm not the sort of power it's looking for. It's needs some sort of energy to propel itself so that it can get away from the cruelty of the sun's bright light, you know?
Yeah. Well, don't sell yourself short. You seem like a very powerful flower.
Oh,
But
well, I don't mind the sun so much, but I see where he's coming from. It's a perspective.
so you say this thing came not even a whole cycle of the moon ago. Where did it bury itself?
Well, I have to admit I'm not the best. I was, cut, found, and brought somewhere, and then brought somewhere else. But I'm not really the most attuned to spatial relationships.
Do you have the sense that it was far from you or close to you when you were still in the earth?
Sure, sure. It was close to me. When it passed by, I thought it was interesting, but it hadn't yet convinced me of its perspective. It was when it was inside the earth, though, that it started to seep out, searching for the energy, searching for something that would help propel it upward, some sort of power that it seeped into me, you know?
And is that when your color changed?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's when my color changed, and it's around the time that the dogs started going crazy, and that the creatures started losing their minds. People started making pilgrimages, and then a florist came and plucked me, and I entered this new state of divine being.
Divine being. So, what is your divine power other than being a different color than you were?
Oh no, I meant like I feel divine.
Oh, got you. Got you. Okay. Um, so you're primarily your feeling of divinity arises from the sense that the sun is now your enemy, and you know that the sun's power is awful.
Well, it's not exactly my enemy, but it did really want me to worship it. And I just don't feel the need to worship it when I can instead worship the interconnectivity of all things, you know?
It's not so bad.
It's working for me, man. Just try it.
So I'm going to quickly relate all this to the team,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say this is the grooviest flower, um, but it seems to have, and then describe the whole situation from one moon cycle ago. Anything else you think I should ask this thing? Because I'm actually kind of starting to feel like I'm on its team a little bit. Interconnectedness of all things. I mean, can't we all agree on that?
What does the thing look like?
I don't think I'll know, but I'll ask. So Flower, did you get any sense for what this thing looks like?
Yeah, it was a ball of light, energy, kind of blob like. It was really, it was quite hot when it was coming. I could feel its heat in all directions, as it tore through things and came here. But Doesn't seem to like the light, which, you know, I get.
Less heavily protected.
You know, I get it.
So, I relate this as well. So, when did the barrier break down? I'm asking it, but my friends now.
Yeah, time foofy, so about a month ago.
And did anyone? So, when I came down on my spaceship and came through the atmosphere just a week or so ago, there was a burst of flame around me, and I fell into the earth, and I can't remember much after that until I was in the tree. Did anybody else report a flaming something, falling from the sky when the barrier broke or near that time?
Well, we fought some things.
Because it's basically describing what happened to me when my craft came through the atmosphere, but it could have also been some sort of space rock or being. It says that it happened fairly close to where it was plucked, and so I think maybe if we find the florist and find out where that was.
Sounds good. Matthew, are you muted?
That sounds suspiciously similar to a plan. And so, from that perspective, I think that a plan is made and hatched, and we shall take our break and return in 10 minutes. Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. As always, I like to take a moment here at the top of the second part of the show to encourage you, yes, you, to look for a way that you can help others in your life. There is a lot of struggling and suffering and difficulty going on in the world right now in particular, but honestly always. And you personally probably can do something to alleviate the suffering of someone else personally. It's not a lot. It's not systemic change. It's not the sort of thing that's going to solve the world's problems, but if you can help someone solve one of their problems, that's, I think, one of the true good things that you can do. Solve someone else's problem with them, help them solve it, figure out how to support them so that they can solve it, aid them in some way. I think that's one of the most powerful and beautiful things that you can do, and so I really strongly recommend that you look for some way to do that for someone, either in your life or not in your life. Look for someone outside your usual circle, whatever your usual circle is. Look for a way to help. It's really impactful and really important. Right now, in particular, I'm looking at a lot of trans people in my life and trying to find ways to aid them and help them with some of the difficulties that they're going through. Also, if you are enjoying the content of this show, please check out some of our other stuff. We've got 3 shows on this channel. I know that sounds insane, but we do. We've got 3 whole shows on this channel, and they all take place in the same world. This is our Sagas of the Shimmering Sea project, and these shows take place all in the same world. This is our Sunday game. You're watching it now, so you probably know a little bit what that whole thing's about. On Thursdays, we've got a Thursday morning game at 10:30 a.m. PST, and that is our classic old school dungeon crawl. Right now, they're trying to rescue a friend who was with us, traveling with us for a little while, but has been captured and is being used for some sort of evil and nefarious necromantic experiments in a prison, inside a dungeon, inside a temple, inside a desert in northern Prime. And that's going on right now. That's all very scary and scary and scary. And then Thursday evenings, we've got the assassination of Primarch Mackley Black Eyes. This is a show that's about killing a fascist dictator who is fascistly dictating things, and they are working on doing things. They've had a couple of pretty big successes lately. Both recovering a magical artifact that can rewrite the laws of nature, and then using that magical artifact to free one of their allies that was imprisoned and rename him, and it was all very dramatic and cool. And now they're getting ready to take on something that is very, very scary, a creature of rot and fire and bone. And yeah, that's on the agenda for them for this week, and all that good stuff. So come check out some of our other content. Cheers. Back to it. So Thea, your purse weighs differently than it did before.
You said my purse?
Your purse.
Okay. How does it feel now?
Mhm. Yeah, so it feels like it feels oddly shaped, like something has been jammed into it that wasn't there before.
I'm gonna open it and
Mhm.
look inside.
Yeah, you're light about 10 coins, so if you could remove 10 coins from your character sheet, but have found somehow like a very nice little collection of paintbrushes and paints.
Interesting.
You don't remember purchasing it.
I think I asked everybody, where do these paints come from? Somebody put them in my bag?
Can we rack our brains to see if we saw anything peripherally these last minutes?
Sure, roll a perception check. Thea, can you roll a stealth check for me?
And more than one of us do perception?
Sure, if you'd like. If you think you can beat a 27.
Probably not.
I got a 23. Although, can I sorry, just one second. Can I cast guidance upon myself?
Yes.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And that means I have to roll a d4, I think.
Yep. If you get a 4, then I will tell you what happened. If anything less than that, I won't.
Oh.
Nope.
Maybe you just bought them and forgot about it.
Seems weird, but I mean, I do kind of like the color.
Hmm.
I mean, didn't you? Well, I mean, Thea and I were trying to like, you know, draw some attention. But Thea, you don't have to be. You don't have to like be weird about buying stuff. Like, we don't care. Buy whatever you want. Don't be weird about it.
I'm not being weird. Just like
Yeah, cool. Because
Okay,
like,
whatever. It's fine. You know.
Selexma bought me this violet ring, which was not weird at all.
Oh, Selecta got me this beautiful scarf, which, you know, I'm not really much of a scarf lizard, but it's not bad.
well, she got me this crystal. It's pretty cool.
And
No,
and
but,
I'm going to take Selexa is going to reach over. I think like kind of I'm imagining her reaching across Thea to Timothy and snagging the flower and tucking it behind Nova's ear. There,
Nova, you now
go.
have a
That's
flower in your hair.
perfect.
Thanks.
It's a very expensive flower, to be fair.
Yeah, so I heard we're going to a florist.
Yeah, who knows the way?
Yes, this way, and well, it seems that it's the more we go closer to there, the more you can spot if you look carefully at the corner of your eyes. More people walking around with these flowers. They seem to be selling quite well.
While we're walking, I'd like to compare my notes with Kat and see how many of the names are in common with the people he's talked to.
Yeah. So he immediately circles 9 of them, and then looks at the other 6, and he looks at one of them, sort of surprised, and he says, "This is almost certainly a coincidence, but this one here, this is the it's a local government official in charge of hiring and maintaining the hands for the various gardening and manicuring of landscapes. They're the director of landscapes.
Interesting.
Also, this one here, this is the florist whose shop we're going to.
All right. Everything's connected.
Yes, it is. How's everyone feeling? No one's like losing it or something?
Alexa is not doing great. She's going to, as they're walking, she's going to talk to Narash. And she's going to say, so yeah, you think that that thing that you gave me, you think that could maybe help?
Yes, I really do. And the reason is, I did some research into these plants that could be helpful with sleep. The part of it that I don't really know about is Samo's recommendation. But if you trust him from your past experience, he told me that adding Earth's blood to those caplets could help you. It probably won't cure you, but it could help you. In other words, it could buy us some time.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Well, when we get a moment, maybe you can help me set that up.
Yeah, I can. But I have a question for you too. How much Earth's blood does the party have?
I don't know entirely. Is there like a particular thing we need it for?
Well, I mean, obviously for this medicine, but I would just be curious to maybe study it sometime in the future.
Well, I have presumably we won't need that much for, putting into a capsule. So I have a vial that I can share with you.
That would be fantastic. I don't know how I'm going to use it yet, or if I'm going to use it, but we already know that the citrine algae has been changed to this sort of mind control situation through the use of Earth's blood. But for me, it also clarified my vision very much from my last experience. So it could be useful that way.
It also brings to mind that maybe it's not a safe thing to be like flaunting around.
Where did you find the last portion that you got hold of?
I've had it for a long time. I've had it since before we met.
Oh, so the party didn't find it. You just had it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of found it on our way, but it was maybe like a month ago.
A month
more.
ago.
Or more.
Month and a half.
Month and a half-ish, yeah.
Okay.
It was around the same time that somebody or something first started messing with us. And I think that whatever it was that did that is somehow tied in with what's going on right now too.
But if you say a month and a half ago, would that have predated the time that the barrier was broken?
Yes.
Okay.
That stuff is it comes more. I mean, as far as I know, it mostly comes from the Kva, and they have had huge stores of it. I don't know what the state of their supply is right now, but they were relying on it extensively.
Well, that's kind of dangerous because they seem to also have potentially, if I'm remembering, they might have access to the citrine algae, which means that they could manufacture enormous amounts of this tainted algae, which could be a powerful weapon for them.
That's true. I don't know if they've been if they've shown any intention of doing that, but it might relate to the Primarch's determination to invade them.
Yes.
Right. If the Primarch was able to gain control over their supplies of Earth's blood and citrine algae, then that would be unfortunate for all of us. Although, who even knows if the Primarch is himself these days?
Yes, true. The Kva is very far away. Is that correct?
It's not close. I mean, we're headed vaguely in the right direction, but
you're heading northwest. The Kva from here would be northeast.
Okay.
So so in the right direction ish.
Yeah,
Well, let's start by figuring out what's happening with this. Oh, speaking of this color situation, has that come up, colors, at all in the past in your travels?
Well, what caught my attention from talking to Mary was her talking about some kind of a shape. I can't remember. I don't remember exactly what she said, but it's something about like colors like breaking apart, or like a combination of colors or something like that. It reminded me of that. Did you see the little necklace that I got for Thea? Here, Thea, Thea, can you show him your necklace?
Yeah, nice, right?
Like how when you hold it up to the light, the colors kind of break apart.
And what did that remind you of?
It reminded me of some kind of, I mean, one of our most surreal. Somehow I think I don't know why I thought it was Mary. That was just that name just stuck out in my head.
I think it's Teresa. I think she's talking about Teresa, the girl in the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Teresa. Sorry,
okay.
Just for clarity's sake, my bad.
No
worries. There's so many names. I fuck up names all the time.
Keep Mary is. Narash, I guess this was just before we met you, but one of our most surreal and inexplicable experiences was coming across an island in the middle of the ocean, and while we were exploring it, being transported to what seemed on the surface, what seemed to be like a convocation of like deities or other like supernatural beings, and one of which was just an entity that seemed like a giant prism, I guess. And we were
Giant prison?
prism, a prism.
Oh.
And yeah, it's okay. And she pats him on the shoulder. We won't let that happen to you again. And yeah, and one of the other entities that was there warned us that the prism had some interest in us. But we haven't been able to find out anything else about it. Something about it had a plan or something, and we were in the way. I don't exactly remember. It's been so much has happened since then. But I don't know if it's connected. But if it is, then this shit has got to stop, because this is it's getting ridiculous. Like, we're hundreds of miles away, if not more, and this whatever this thing is seems to keeps coming back to, I don't know, try and like kill us, or just at least, make our lives miserable. So if we can figure out what's going on while we're here, I say we do it, because this is the first real lead that we've had into what's going on for a while.
Clearly this is the flower shop that we were speaking of. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the conversation, but we are at our destination. And you can tell, because look at that. And you look into the window, and the window like has just a display of flowers artfully like coined together. They're in the shape of a heart, but right down the middle of the heart, every flower in the middle of the heart is half one color, half another color, half one color, half another color. And yeah, it's like it's designed to look very ornate. Around it, there's other flowers that have multiple colors to it as well. A lot of violets, a lot of reds, in general. Some colors that you're not used to seeing in nature in quite this way. Blues, blue flowers are not that common, as we all know. There's a green flower, which is quite bizarre looking, and it's like dipped in it. It almost looks like a there's a way of looking at this that's like these flowers are sort of tie-dye, and they sort of follow weird tie-dye patterns. Yeah, go for it.
Are there other flowers that look like the ones that are in the one that's in Nova's hair?
Yes.
From outside, I want to hold up the pendant and let some of the light shine through the pendant and see if it does anything to the colors on the flowers.
Yeah, I mean, they're really pretty, and they shift and they move. They're just like beautiful.
I think Thea will stand there obsessively for a moment, maybe more than a moment, just playing with the colors.
Selexa's going to like get into it as well. So she'll also kind of like ogle the flower display, and then she'll see that Thea's looking through the prism, and she'll go and like peer over her shoulder and kind of start cooing about the colors.
Nova would like to kind of pull Timothy aside, and he said, Are you gonna tell Thea that like there's something wrong with her?
I was going to wait for some privacy, but we can go have a chat now. Why don't you spearhead the investigatory elements indoors, and we'll stay out here.
All right. Good luck.
You too. Thea, would you mind let's have a chat while they're getting to the bottom of things indoors.
Oh, okay. But just look, the colors, they get so much more beautiful.
No, that is very lovely. There's some nice sunny spots across the street we can go to as well.
Oh, okay. I follow Timothy.
The light is really bright and harsh.
What did you want to talk about?
Oh, well, you know, how are you feeling?
Fine.
Yeah, great. You seem very inspired as of late, as of an hour ago.
I guess. I mean, 2 hours ago. Yeah. I mean, nothing quite abnormal, right? Just
Well,
what?
I guess there are two things I need to say to you. I guess they might come as a surprise. One is I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
Well, for number two, you are not yourself. You may not notice, you may not know that, but you, I think, have fallen under the color curse, or whatever you'd like to call it.
You think so?
Do you remember what you were just doing?
Yeah, we were just standing over there.
Mm-hmm. What were you looking at?
I mean, the colors of those flowers were so close. I could almost get it.
Mm-hmm. So close to what?
That color,
Mm-hmm.
that that really, really vibrant one. The what's it called? I don't know. You know,
Yeah. I'm so sorry, Thea. I asked you to do that at brunch, and I'm sorry. I was so caught up, you know, in I thought it was a good idea, and I was so busy thinking whether we could that I didn't stop to think if we should.
so right.
I want to help. I don't know how, but I promise you I will do whatever it takes to get to the bottom of this. Anything. I mean, if I could swap spots with you, I would.
I know you would. Well, it's I don't even know what I feel like out of my mind. I don't even feel in control of staring at those colors. Just
Yeah. I don't have any answers, but I suppose we could always try experimentation if you're game.
I mean, okay. Yeah.
I think we froze. Can you hear us still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, now you did freeze, John. Sorry,
Oh, they froze at the last. Got it. They just they could see that they were freezing before we saw that they were freezing. Excellent. Well, okay. Looks like they might be back. Are they back?
Oh, I see Winona.
I see
making
Winona.
faces in
John
there.
is still frozen.
Yeah.
Hi, Winona. Not hi, John. John has this sort of bemused look upon his face. Sort of curious, like, are we back?
Well, I think Celexa is going
Mm-hmm.
to go inside the flower shop.
Yeah, so Celexa and Nova head into the flower shop.
I'll follow you.
Yeah, Narash will join you guys.
Um,
Nova, can you hear us? Oh, connecting to audio. Give him 1 second. Oh, we lost John entirely. Excellent.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. You sound quite clear.
Okay. Here, turn on.
yeah, so Celexa is going to go in and just,
Okay.
she's going to be like,
And John's coming back. We'll probably get a lovely loop.
she's going to be
Okay.
like looking at all the flowers and just
Mhm.
kind of like, and seemingly entranced and absorbed in the display around her as she kind of like walks in and sort of vaguely wanders to into the back.
Are you still disguised as your colorful elf lady?
Yes.
Excellent. So the shopkeep immediately comes up to you. Actually, sorry, one of the shopkeep's assistants immediately comes up to you and starts trying to sell you flowers of multiple colors.
Oh my gosh, yes, look at these. I love these ones over here, these like purple ones and these red ones. Ah, wow, these are gorgeous.
Absolutely. Yeah, and she seems very eager to sell them to you. Nova, what about you? What are you doing when you come into the shop?
I would like to look for the person who owns it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're behind the desk, looking at the books.
Hello.
Greetings. Hi.
Hi. These are beautiful flowers.
You have one in your hair. It matches quite well.
Thank you. I was wondering, where did you get these flowers?
Why are you trying to steal my business?
No, I would love to see them in their natural habitat.
You have a big sword.
I do. That is true.
Is it safe to say that you are an adventurer for hire?
Sure.
Because I could hire you to go and get some of these flowers from their natural habitat and bring them back here, because it's become quite dangerous, you know.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Well, there are some creatures that seem to have gone crazy and lost their minds, turning violent.
Oh, well, that sounds fun.
Yes, parts of their face sometimes drip off their bodies. It's as if ink is what they are made of. It's bizarre and horrifying. And I've lost the ability to send my usual flower people to go collect them. I rely on the strength of adventurers.
Oh, yeah, I'm down. That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, it does?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's exactly what I like to hear. So, I should probably, well, nah, never mind. We're good. So there's a location, not far outside of town, probably about 3/4 of a mile outside of town, towards the, towards Halcyon's Grove, is what it's called, but don't ask me why. It's just a name. It's been there forever. And apparently that's where they're growing now. It's kind of a new thing, but they're pretty cool, and so we're trying to take advantage of it, you know?
Oh. Could you tell me more about these weird creatures?
Sure, yeah. So some of my people have told me that there's like rabid wolves or something like that seem grown to unusual sizes. And that they have like weird bits that drip off them. Like their fur is liquid rather than fur.
All right. Well, that sounds weird.
Yeah, it does, but you know, nothing someone with as big a sword as you couldn't handle.
Oh, of course. Big swords are always the solution to weird ink wolves.
Yeah, and you've got 2 big swords.
Yes, I do. Thank you for noticing.
I'm sort of lurking behind, and I'm just going to say, and so you are enjoying selling these flowers as well. You seem to still be focused on um, gaining capital from them, but you're not maybe as fascinated as some others are.
People seem to like them, so I get them and sell them.
Uh-huh. And what actually happened to your colleagues who went to gather them last time?
The last group of adventures I did quite well. They brought in the batch that you're looking at today. They brought them in last night. Didn't seem to want the job again, though. Why?
First of all, I'd like to just do an insight check to see. I feel like there's something this person is not telling us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I assist?
Yes, absolutely. The two of you can roll an insight check. One of you had advantage, sorry. Narash had advantage, insight check.
That's a 21.
Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. He's downplaying the dangers and upplaying the future profits because he wants you to take the job. I think that's really what we're gonna get from that mostly. He's not directly lying. He's just like, he may know more dangers than he's saying. That's what I would say.
But do I have the sense that he understands the connection that we have gotten to know more about in terms of what the flower has told us, in terms of what we know about?
Doesn't seem to.
Okay.
He seems a little clueless on the front. You got the measure of him immediately. He's like, this guy owns a flower shop to make money. He's not interested in the beauty of flowers insofar as like he thinks that like he inherited the shop. It's not something that he like, it wasn't a passion of his. Business is a passion of his, and so this is like a way to do business. He's never been out there.
His name was on that list, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
What kind of reward would you be talking about?
Oh, usually, for a job like this, well, it depends on the bulk of number of the beautiful flowers you get. How many you bring? I pay per flower. I'm selling them, so typically, assuming they're in good condition, I have to market and sell and blah blah. So like probably like a gold per flower. The last group brought in, as you can see, this whole display. I ended up paying them about 1,000 gold. Pretty good deal.
Well, I'm sure my colleagues would be happy to accept gold, but I wonder, for my part, if you might have any unusual flowers with medicinal or interesting properties that I could accept as a reward.
Oh, sure, yeah. If you wanna trade flowers for flowers, I'm always down for that. Yeah, absolutely. Seems to be doodling on the corner of his page.
What would come to mind?
For medicinal properties, well, it depends on what you're looking for, but I can fill out a full herbalist kit if you want.
That'd be fantastic.
It probably is worth more than that, so I guess I could toss in some exotic things to potentially amplify the effects of your herbalism kit. It'll be, just generic things that I think are useful.
All right. It seems like he might. I want to look at Nova. He might have a deal.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Beautiful.
Celexa is going to wander up at this point, and she is going to ask the owner, can you show me, I'm looking for a recommendation. Can you show me your favorite flower? What do you recommend in here? What's your favorite?
Oh, well, my favoritist isn't for sale.
Oh, is it something that I can see? If I promise I won't try and buy it from you if you say it's not for sale, but I really love flowers. I really love flowers, and I'd love to see it.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Can I assist?
Yes. You can make it a straight roll, Celexa.
25.
Oh my god. Don't you know that you're cursed and have disadvantage on everything? Sorry.
It will be 23 with disadvantage.
Okay, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Fine. He looks at you and he says, "You promise you're not going to try and
I really love flowers.
Okay, well, you can come with me. You two, and only you two.
Okay.
It's a little, why don't we go to the back room? It doesn't like the sun.
Okay.
It goes to the back, and he goes, there's a curtain, he pulls the curtain aside and holds it back for you. And then you sort of see like a workshop there for like trimming and wrapping flowers. And he goes to the back of that and opens a door. It was locked, and so he unlocks it and opens the door and opens it. And there's a desk back here, and you can tell this is mostly a room full of financial documents. But totally incongruous, there is paint along the walls of like these weird twisting colors, and a flower just prominently in the middle of the desk. It's potted. It looks a little bit like an orchid, but the colors go across it in lines rather than spreading outward in any sort of radiance package, so it doesn't look natural. It looks like someone painted across a flower with this beautiful magenta in the center, and then on the left red, and on the right violet. And this beautiful magenta in the center is like the most surreal, beautiful color you've ever seen.
Wow.
You like it? Do you like it?
What would you? Are there more of these?
I don't know. I haven't been out there.
Huh. What would you give us if we found another one of these?
What do you want? I'll give you the business.
Oh, okay. I'll think about it.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
It's just this bright color. It's so beautiful.
Does it remind you of anything?
It reminds me of something that I can't quite name. I don't know. I tried to get someone to help me with it, but they weren't very knowledgeable. They weren't able to really give me much.
So Lexa is going to she's going to clasp her hand to her chest for a moment, and then open it, and then and now around her neck she's wearing a necklace with as close as she can come a like a large one of those flowers hanging from her neck.
Yeah. So he's looking at the flower sort of obsessively and smiling. And then he oh, sorry, here, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we will, of course, if we find one of these, we will think of you.
Yeah, and he turns to look at you and like smile and say, "Yes, please do." But he stops and just stares at the flower on your chest.
I know. Yeah, I know what it's like. You just can't look away. We're going to go find more flowers. We'll find them. We'll bring some back for you.
Yes, yes, yeah, yes, of course. It would be good if you could.
And she she reaches out and she like touches him on the hand, and then she using prestidigitation she creates a like a mark on his hand that's like so a 1 hour temporary tattoo that will keep him entertained for a while, and then she is going to to go back and return to the main shop.
He doesn't follow you.
Okay.
So he's in the back room, and there's another seller there, And the seller sort of looks at you guys and says, "Psst, psst.
Yeah. What's up?
Are you you're heading out there to see the flowers?
I think so. Yeah. What can you tell us?
Listen, I don't know much about it, but a couple of the people that we had who were the regular flower getters, they would just go around and pick up flowers and cultivate flowers and grow flowers and things like that. But when they first came back from there, they were kind of like my boss. They were into colors and suddenly painting and being creative and things like that. But they ended up like brain dead.
Oh, well, that sounds like something to avoid.
Yeah, that just. I know you guys are gonna do this, and I'm sure the boss is good for the money, of course. But like, you got to be careful because like, I didn't want you to go in unprepared. They're like, I mean, look, if you head down the alley on the right side of this place, you'll see that there's a man there. His name is his name is Amat, and look, I'm just saying, a month ago, he was just like me.
Okay. All right. We'll be careful. Thank you. Is Kat around?
Yeah, yeah, he's inside the shop. He's looking at one of the flowers.
Kat, I think we might need Marco's help.
Ah, of course. For anything in particular, what crosses your mind, Alexa?
I think we might need some protection. Some magical protection. Maybe you know somebody better, but he's the only one I can think of.
No, he's quite skilled and good at that sort of thing. You're thinking protection before we get infected rather than after.
I mean,
is an infection.
Well,
curing is harder than
That was my thought. Yeah.
Of course. Do you mind letting your friends know about him, or should I reveal him, or?
He said that if I trusted them, it was okay, and I think I do, and yeah, I will let them know.
By the way, I don't want you to think anything of this, but it has anything to do with being infected by colors. So I got you something, but it has no color in it, or not really that much color. Well, here. He hands you a small black box.
Wow. Then the way I'm imagining this scene playing out is like they're on like a side of the shop or like in a corner, like behind a little display, and she's like facing like the wall or something, like because she wants to have a discreet conversation.
Yeah, and he's over there. I think there's a flower like in front of you that's like one of these flowers that's like there in the corner, so it looks like you're paying close attention to the flower while you're subtly having this conversation. And he just sort of side saddle hands you this black box.
She like carefully takes it and she glances at him and then looks down and she's going to open the box.
Mm-hmm. 2 very well crafted little ornate silver earrings of hummingbirds.
Yeah, she's quiet for a moment. And then she says, they're beautiful. Do you like hummingbirds? What brought them to mind?
Sometimes I'm called a hummingbird, even though my name's Kat.
Ew. Oh, isn't that interesting? Well, thank you, Kat. It's nice to have something to remember you by.
Cats
Who
and birds, they go together. It's a thing.
who knows how long we will be here in town, but if we need to pass on soon, then yeah, it'll be
Yes.
nice to have a memory.
Of course. Always nice to have memories.
And she is going to like just touch his arm for a moment, and then return and go back to the group and find Nova and say, let's get everybody together. I think we have to make a quick stop on our way out of town.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I think you all get together, and Cat's Grace sort of looks at you all and says, "Well, this has been deeply informative, and I will try and hook up with you before you leave town again for this quest. But I need to actually make sure that I go maintain my promise and make sure that the Celestial military that is looking for you is well and truly lost and unable to find you and tracking you in the wrong directions and all that stuff. That seems like my end of the bargain. Well, looking at the time, about 11:30, I need to meet someone at about noon to make that happen. So I'm going to take my leave of you here. But I hope to hook up with you again before you leave. If not, though, my best of wishes and luck upon you. Yes, we'll see how everything goes. And I'll see you when you get back. In fact, there's a nice restaurant. No fruit platter, though. I bid thee all the fondest of all possible farewells. And this white dragonborn puts his black hood over his head. It's a little hot for someone to be wearing so accoutramented, and he winks and turns and walks down the alley and disappears from sight very quickly.
Nova gives Celexa like a knowing glance. Oh, nothing.
Hey,
That cat's pajamas is pretty smooth.
And charming. Don't forget charming.
I think that so I think we're gonna fill in Timothy and Thea on what happened in the shop, right?
Yeah.
And basically, yeah. So this seems like a great lead. Like, Timothy and Nova, like, great work getting tracking down the flower shop. Thinking of this in the first place and tracking down the flower shop and everything. No, Timothy, you saw the flower to begin with, right? So
this is my classic MO. I go to a new city and I stand in the plaza until things run into me.
It seems to work somehow. You have a knack. But before we go charging into this place that seems to turn people a little crazy, I want to find us some protection if we can. And so I want to introduce you folks to an acquaintance of mine. So if you trust me, then I'll take you to see Marco.
Sounds good. But just so everybody knows, sorry to break it, Timothy just brought it to my attention. I believe I'm already cursed with the color curse.
Oh wait, like for real?
I think so. I wasn't really acting before.
Oh. Celeste looks a little disappointed. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Well, don't. Thea. We're gonna take care of you. Okay. You're gonna be all right. We're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah, maybe. Narash, I was thinking maybe you could help out. Do me a favor. I don't know. I know very little about your planet's resource, but wouldn't hurt to try.
You mean giving her some of the modified citrine algae?
I mean, you know, sometimes two things cancel each other out.
I feel like we haven't seen any evidence of that making people, you know, like less crazy and obsessed and hallucinating.
But I'm just saying, it's an option open to us.
It's really hard to know how that would work because on my planet it's a useful resource. Here it seems to cause more chaos than it helps. But if you want to use it, I'm happy to take it from you and give some to her.
Well, I thought I would give you the necessary dosage, right? And then you could help administer it and, you know, watch over and.
Yeah, let's just consult over the dosage for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then I'll take that amount of dosage and give some to Thea.
Mm-hmm. Can people consume it together and go on what's the word? Trips together?
No. That could be possible if there was some form of psionic connection, but I'm not sure that would be very safe.
I mean, I could psionically connect with
No. It's okay. It's okay. Let's save that as an option for maybe if one of us ends up getting infected already. You know, if that happens, then but I don't think that anybody should be, you know, psionically dallying with anyone else right now.
Yeah, we don't want any dalliances while we're here in town.
Exactly. But let's come on, look, Marco's place is this way. He won't be expecting us exactly, but he did say it was okay to bring you guys by, and I think maybe he can help. So, but he's a friend. He wants to help us.
Lead the way.
And
Okay.
I will lead everybody to Marco's place.
Yes, you make it to the furniture shop. Guys, this is a furniture shop. And yeah, you enter inside. And Marco's behind the counter. Marco is going to let you dictate how familiar you want to be with this Celexa. He sees and recognizes you instantly, but he doesn't know whether he's in disguise or not, as it were, whether you've told these people anything.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Marco, hello. Is there anybody else in the shop?
No, not right now. We have the place to ourselves. You have the place to yourself. How can I help you?
These are the friends I was telling you about. And we are all our mutual friend has engaged us to help him in the mission that you've given him. And is it okay? Do you mind closing up for a few minutes? Is that
not at all? And he walks to the door and just flips a sign around. It says out, back in 20.
I would like to introduce you to Nova and Narash and Timothy and Thea.
Greetings. My name is Marco. I see from your proudly displayed symbols, all work for the Grand Accord. I do too, just in a more subtle fashion. How? Yes, speak.
Marco, this engagement of trying to figure out what's going on in town, it's feeling a bit dangerous to us right now. We have a lead, but before we pursue it, we would like to find some Sorry?
You look very tired too. Did you not sleep well?
Oh, yeah. You know, same thing as yesterday.
Sorry, I was trying to subtly ask if the same thing is the same thing. If they know the same thing.
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that has been.
Sorry, just
No, it's all right. Thank you for your consideration.
yes, of course.
But yeah, we may need some magical protection before pursuing this lead, and I was wondering if you have any way of helping us, or know somebody we can talk to who could help.
Well, what sort of difficulties are you running into? Do you know what's causing this at all? Has your research uncovered anything? I've been dealing almost exclusively with the victims who are, really far gone, unfortunately.
Well, here's something that we know. One, that Thea connected to the mind of an infected person and now seems to be affected herself. And
Come over here.
I step forward.
it's all right. You can trust him.
Yeah. He like looks deep into your eyes, and I'm gonna pinch your cheek now. Sorry about that. It just has an effect sometimes. And he pinches your cheek really hard.
Ow.
Ah, you are affected.
You can tell just by looking.
Yes. I discovered this morning that people who are affected seem to have a thing where pain causes their eyes to shift color. The irises.
Did we all notice what color? Did we see this?
I mean, he was like right up in her face to see it.
Oh, okay.
And he looks at you and he says, "This is the subtlest I've seen so far. You were definitely the earliest stage I've seen."
What color did they turn?
I mean, it's been all different ones, but for her it was flecks of gold. We're just added in there for a second.
This just happened a couple of hours ago, so it's
there you go. That's amazing. So, how's your mind? Are you able to make connections still?
Connections, as in with reality?
No. Like literally, can you? Well, I mean, you clearly are forming sentences and making sense of things. No, people who get too far gone, they stop being able to draw connections between things.
But Marco, we don't need to scare anybody.
Sorry. The curiosity.
But the other thing
protections.
I was going to say is that we've been told that adventurers who have gone into the wilderness, or gone into the place where these flowers come from, like this one that Nova has in her hair, and like this one that I'm wearing around my neck. So adventurers who have gone to retrieve them have also been affected, and so that makes us think that maybe proximity to this place could be dangerous.
So
and
mental
that's
protections.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess probably 4. Well, no, we'll do you just in case there's anything that comes up as well. Yeah, that'll. I'll need an hour. If and he goes over to the sign and like erases. It's like a dry erase board or whatever. He erases the 20 minutes and changes it to an hour.
Imagine it's one of those little like slates
Yeah.
you can write on, right?
Yeah.
Like you'll see in a shop on Valencia Street that they put in the window.
That's exactly what it is. And he says, yeah, I have a ritual that should be able to help. It'll last probably about 8 hours. So let's do this thing. Come on. And he takes us to the back room, one of the back rooms, and performs a ritual. It takes a while. Anyone who wants to make an Arcana check can make an Arcana check.
I will.
We'll try.
And anyone who wants to resist the ritual is, of course, allowed to, but he is, trying to protect you. Theoretically.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Suddenly that seemed like a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
19, and I'm gonna add a d8.
Okay. Yeah, and what are you trying to insight him on?
21. I would like to Well, I'd like to make sure that what he's doing is going to actually help us.
Yeah, so I think what you read from him is he thinks that this will help you, but he doesn't know. This is a spell he's cast before. It helps with certain types of mental fortitude, but like this might circumvent it in some way, and it might not be enough. It only does so much. So the tremor in his voice that you're reading is a sign of nervousness more than a sign of like distrust, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. 24, 25. 24. Oh, 9. Never mind. That's a disadvantage. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. No, you have no idea what spell he's casting. But it seems to be an extended form. And while he's casting, you see him sort of groan to himself, and reach into a drawer and pull out a small vial, which he keeps covered entirely in his hand. And as he's casting the spell, he pops the cork in the vial and pours a glowing blue liquid around the sigils that he's painting into the floor.
Is it something we recognize?
It's Earth's blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
He is using it to empower the spell.
And he's completely occupied with this, right? Are
Yep.
we in a state of rest, or are we just kind of waiting while this 8 hours goes by?
Sorry, this is a 1 hour long ritual that will last 8 hours.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. This is if you would like to take a short rest, you can take a short rest. You're not doing anything active at this point, but short rests will still count. If anyone wants to do anything during this, that's fine. He only needs you for like 3 minutes at the end to just like finish the ritual, and like he paints a symbol on your forehead, and then it fades away and disappears, and yeah, blah blah, that whole thing. Yeah, if anyone wants to do anything during this time or have any conversations, Thea.
While we're in this furniture shop, I want to kind of look around and see if there's any like really comfortable pillows or blankets or something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pretty nice furniture shop. It's not like the highest end of highest end, but it's definitely got some nice pieces in here. There's a really great like picnic blanket type thing. There's also like a really great like it's kind of like heavy for a blanket, but it's really soft and like feels like you're being like when you're underneath it, it feels a little bit like you're being cuddled. And he's also got like pillows for sitting on in various positions. He's got throw pillows. He's got couches. He's got pillows that are designed for all sorts of activities. Yeah, definitely.
So I think I'm gonna I want to buy the like cuddly blanket.
Mm-hmm. The weighted blanket.
Sure. Yeah. And then I'm gonna walk up to Celexa. Hey, so I know this isn't much, but I know you've been having a little trouble sleeping, and I just wanted to say thank you for that Earth's Blood tree. I mean, that was so great. I don't know. And whatever I can do for you, I just want you to know I will do it. And I'm here on your side, and I want you to be better or to get better. And I give her the blanket. Or bone metal tree, yes, bone metal, yes.
Celexa just gives Thea a hug.
I hug her back.
Speaking of the bone metal tree, if we have a second, can I ask Thea for permission to examine it? Because I'm just curious what it's all about. And do we actually know what it's all about, other than just looking fascinating?
Oh,
I'm assuming it's probably back at our lodgings, right?
Yeah, it's probably at our lodgings. It's pretty big and awkward.
Okay.
But which I mean, to be fair, I just got this beautiful blanket, which As much as I love it, I don't know if it's going to be something I want to take into the wilderness.
Hmm.
So, we could we could drop by the lodgings on the way out.
Yeah, I would let Narash examine it.
Yeah, so we'll do that in a second. So, again, if anyone wants to take a short rest, they should take a short rest. And then Marco comes out, and he says, "I just need to paint a symbol on each of your foreheads. It'll take 1 second." And he goes up to Celexa and paints a symbol on her forehead, and then it disappears. And he goes up to Timothy and paints a symbol on his forehead, and it disappears. If anyone would like to roll an Arcana check to identify the symbol.
Sure.
This isn't going to like erase our memories or something, right?
No, the opposite. Yeah, you recognize it immediately, Narash, as being a symbol of protection and fortitude. Yeah, goes up to Nova, paints it on Nova's forehead. Goes up to Narash, paints it on Narash's forehead. Goes up to Thea, hesitantly paints it on Thea's forehead. And with that, you all have resistance to psychic damage, an advantage on all intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws for the next 8 hours.
All right. Well, let's make the most of it. Marco, thank you so much for helping. And yeah, just so you know, we can you can trust them. You can trust them.
I will indeed do so. Yes. Good luck, and don't go crazy.
Do our best.
So I think this is actually a perfect time. I think we will head back to the hotel.
Sorry, can I break in for just a second?
You go for it.
Can I hang back just as we're all leaving?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Ask him about the Earth's blood. Do you have more of that?
Not a lot. It's really expensive. Why?
I'm just doing some exploration, a little bit of chemistry, and it would be very helpful for me to have some.
I can sell some to you, but it's pretty costly. I can give you a vial for like 200 gold.
Okay. This is a little embarrassing. I'm not sure if I have written down how much gold I have. I think we all received some gold back in Racy.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you check your character sheet for just a second?
Yeah.
At one point, you said that we were like astronomically wealthy.
Yeah, it's true. You can afford the group can afford this. Whether you can or not is a different question, but the group certainly can afford this for no problem. If you want to buy a vial of Earth Split, he'll sell it to you.
Okay, I'd like to do that.
Okay, yeah, he sells it to you.
And that's it. I just wanted to have it for future.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you guys are phenomenally wealthy, so we don't need to worry too much about income. Though on the road, obviously, sometimes things come up that are expensive. Okay, yeah. So he gives this to you. And you now have a vial of Earth Split. You can add that to your inventory. Okay, so you guys make it back to the hotel, where you guys are staying. And I think there's a couple things that people want to do here. I might be wrong, but let's check in. Celexa, you had something you wanted to consider taking.
Oh, right. Yeah. I think not knowing what it's going exactly how it's going to work. Celexa is going to save that option for later.
Okay.
And she is going to instead she is going to sorry, I need to look at my she's going to use something that she got from Professor Recha I think like one of the very first times that she met her. And she's going to drink a potion of vitality.
Ooh, there you go. Always useful.
Which, as far as I understand, it removes all
it removes any exhaustion that you're suffering and cures any poison or disease that you are you are no longer exhausted.
Right. So that was one reset button,
Yeah, one reset button used.
which I wanted to wait until we were actually going into danger or something before.
Yeah, that's the perfect time to use it. I'm very, very pleased with that.
Okay.
Excellent.
And then I'll, Norash, I'll save this for later.
Yeah. So you all notice as Celexa just looks like her. I was about to say there's more color in her cheeks, but I just realized that's like a code phrase now that I don't want to use. She looks chipper and happy and more energetic. As you drop off some things. Does anyone else have anything else that they want to do briefly while they're back here? Anyone they want to talk to or discuss things with or examine?
I'd like to take a quick look at the bone metal tree.
Yeah. So it's a small tree, like a 2-foot tall tree, that expands outward, and it seems to be made of metal more than of wood.
Can I tell anything about the features of the metal in terms of like how hard or flexible it is?
Yeah, it's a very soft metal. It seems to like bend almost like to your breath. It seems, though it's well maintained.
Does it seem like it would break if I bent it too far?
No, it seems the opposite. It seems like if you bent it really, really far, it would bend really, really far. It's closer to a willow in that respect.
Can I inspect it for? I mean, is there any sort of liquid running through it, like a sap or anything like that, or is it solid throughout?
It seems pretty solid, although there's different densities of the solid, if that makes sense. Parts of it are thicker and parts of it are thinner, but it's all solid.
I have no intention of harming the plant, but I want to something pointy and see if I can tell by pressing into it whether it would pierce, just like applying gentle pressure to see if it looks like it would go through.
Yeah. So if you had something sharp enough, you could certainly poke a hole in this if you wanted.
Okay. Perhaps since it doesn't seem urgent, I'll leave it at that for now and maybe come back to this for later.
Okay. Anyone else?
We have protection. For 8 hours, I'm not going to push anyone into this, and in fact, I think it should be me. But if you're game, Thea, I would try to help in your mind if you'd like. I'm putting the option on the table.
You want to connect?
Yeah, I'm willing. It's my fault that you got into this mess. So if willing to try.
But I mean that's very nice, but I don't think it would help right now. Maybe if we get back before the 8 hours, then we should do something.
It is only 3/4 of a mile away.
Sure. It's your brain.
I don't know. I don't think I would want to risk infecting you.
Well, on that note, should all of us even go to the clearing?
I'm going.
I think we should stay together.
Yeah.
I think we should go too.
Okay. As long as we're all going in with eyes open.
Okay, and with that resolution to head to Halcyon Grove and meet the alien Radiance, we will call it a day. Let's check in on those beliefs and hand out some experience points and all that good stuff. Okay. What are we at? We're at 13 right now. Cool. Okay. Let's see how we did all in all. Nova.
I think I am maybe working towards throwing myself into danger.
I think you multiple times volunteered to throw yourself into danger. I mean, even right from the beginning, you ate the fruit, you know, and a couple of like I don't know. I just there was a couple moments there where I was like, yep, that's Nova being her character. So I'm comfortable giving you the point for your guiding light.
Okay.
Sometimes danger can't we can't interpret danger as being exclusively combat. Like there's other sorts of things, and you're throwing yourself into it. So it seems, yeah, I agree. I would say yes.
Okay. I think that I put myself into investigator mode to try to
agree.
solve the mystery.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's completed since I have not solved the mystery.
I could go either way. I guess I feel like if this were a game where there was two phases, then your belief was complete like the legwork phase before the action phase, for example. And from that perspective, like I do kind of feel like legwork is done. So I could
Okay.
see
I'm fine with
rewarding
calling
for
that completed.
Okay. And then your second belief?
And then second belief is helping Celexa whether she likes it or not.
Mhm.
I think I don't know if I did as much this time.
Mhm.
We kind of I don't think new information really showed
Yeah.
up.
I agree. So no points there.
Okay.
Works for me. Timothy.
The guiding light jeopardized himself or the mission to save even one life. I think he offered a couple times.
Yeah, I agree.
Belief 1, cashing in his favor. I don't think this is going to come into play, so I think I might just get rid of it.
Okay.
Well, you did ask, and I did say it would be okay.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's in Timothy's character right now for you to do that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Then leave it be until it does.
Yeah. And
Or
then
ditch it.
belief 2, investigating the unnatural goings on. I mean, kind of similar to Nova's. Either working towards still or.
Yeah, I mean, yours is a little bit more vague than Nova's was, so I would say working towards for you.
Cool.
Yeah. If that makes sense. That seems reasonable. Celexa.
Okay. Let's see. Aiding the good of the Grand Accord and the return of Lumina Starborn didn't come up, so nope, not for that. Not this one. Belief 1. Figuring out who's been jerking them around and figuring out who they are, that kind of. I think that's all part of what's going on right now. So I think working towards.
Yeah.
And then belief 2. Celexa is afraid, but she'll be damned if she lets anyone think she's weak. She'll do what she has to be done to be there for her team. Also, if Kat is impressed, then I guess that would be okay. I feel like working towards is appropriate in this case.
I agree.
Okay. So
excellent. Thea.
So my guiding light to have the team closer. I think we did pretty well as a team today.
And you got a hug from Celexa. Sorry. You got a hug from Celexa. Sorry.
That was so sweet. Yeah. And then belief 1, I wanted to find a gift for Celexa. I think I did that.
Accomplished.
Belief 2 is to help Celexa with the curse. Yeah, I think not today. But.
Yeah. Okay. And Narash.
Yeah, so guiding light, team player, working with my companions. I think yes. Having talked to the flower and guided us to the florist. So I think so.
Talk to the flower.
Talk to the flower.
How is a flower possessed by the alien Radiance, Matthew? No, that answer to that question. This is why you don't write your adventures in advance, by the way, because who the fuck can prepare for something like that? Sorry, pardon my language. Keep going.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I actually think Narash kind of like has some things in common with the flower. The connection of all things sounds very Dregma.
Very Dregma.
Okay, belief 1. Learning more about Earth's blood and other natural resources, trying to find a library or lore master. That, maybe obtaining Earth's blood, work towards, yeah.
Yeah, you purchased the Earth's blood at the end. I'm going to count that as working towards. Okay. I agree.
Belief 2, I don't think that came up. That was trying to push us towards moving to the north to Uxiatal. So I think
it sort of came into conflict with your belief, with your guiding light. Your desire to be a team player meant that you didn't really want to push on them to go north. Right. So, yeah. There you go. Beautiful. Okay. Well, that is 12 points all around. Nice job, team. And with that, we shall call it a day.
Oh, really quick, I just wanted to
please.
call attention to if you haven't seen it, Celexa got some amazing fan art last week. So
Oh my god, I
check
haven't
out-
posted it. Where do I should figure out where to post. I'll post it on Twitter. Come follow me on Twitter. Twitter.com/Matthew Camille, I think. Is that right? Something like that. We can post it somewhere. Oh, can we put it on the channel? Let's.
Or I mean, we could put it in the channel maybe next time. Should we? Do
Yeah,
it next
I'll swap your character art for the new character art.
I love it. Yeah,
and then we can just always have that on.
I have this feeling like if you haven't seen it, it's in Celexa's Discord channel, and but my personal like theory is that it's like I feel like it's a future Celexa. That's my feeling. It's like her at some indeterminate point in the future.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really excited about it. I think it's amazing.
Well, at some point we'll have to go to a ball, or something.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me, guys. That was a lot of fun. Thank you all so much for playing. Thank you so much all for watching. Please go live good and happy lives. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Do the best that you can. And as always, don't forget the most important advice that I can offer you. Don't forget to call your cat and feed your mom. Bye, everyone.